Good morning, 3-2.
Good morning.
How is everyone? Okay lang ba kayo? Thumbs up nga, class, if you are with me right now. Okay. So no pressure since this is our day one for post-support documentation. So our agenda is a presentation of syllabus, of course. That's a requirement. And kung na-scan nyo yung first week na indicated dun sa syllabus natin, makikita nyo rin kung ano yung mga further agenda natin for today's session. Okay? Now, before we talk about the syllabus, um, thumbs up nga kung nasilip nyo yung syllabus natin or hindi pa. Not yet? Okay. So, from the name of the course, post-support documentation, ano yung impression nyo, class? Ano sa tingin nyo yung course na yon? Okay, what is that course all about? Any idea? So let's say, what comes into your mind when you hear the word post-support documentation? None? It doesn't ring a bell? Anyone? Okay. Let's hear it from Rebecca. Rebecca, what comes into your mind when you hear the word post-support documentation? Okay. Um, Inactive pa si Rebecca.
Sorry po, sir.
Go ahead. Yeah, any
Ano po,
thoughts? There's no wrong answers to this.
ano
What's
po
just
siguro,
your
sir?
impression?
Ah,
Go on.
mga ano po, mga information or evidences po, since documentation po siya.
Okay, good answer. Evidences and information. Yeah, that's correct. Um, on what particular industry do you think the post-support documentation is rampant? Okay, so very famous siya in what field do you think?
Software po tech po siguro, technical po.
Yes, that's correct. So for tech, ICT, okay, so those are the industries that are using the post-support documentation the most. Okay, a very good answer. What else? Anyone? Aside from Rebecca, what are your initial thoughts on post-support documentation? Okay, Nan. Okay. So we can say na para siyang unofficial sequel ng CCB. Do you believe that? Okay, so it's all about the para siyang spiritual sequels, unofficial, okay, na continuation ng CCB. But don't worry, you won't have any mock calls. Pero syempre, expert na naman kayo doon, so nothing to worry. So later, we'll explore, but not just for the um, BPO industry. This is more of in ICT related, programming related, okay, user interface, the back end support team. So later, we'll explore that when we um, check the syllabus. Okay. Now, another question before we present the syllabus. Um, Anyone who wants to share What is your... So lahat naman kayo nakapag-OJT no class? Right? Is your OJT
Yes po.
face-to-face? Face-to-face ba yung OJT nyo? Alright, very good. Okay. Because post-support documentation tackles with different industries. Okay. So not just BPO, not just with ICT, probably also with marketing. Lahat ng mga industries na may offices. So lahat naman ng industry may office, di ba? Kahit HR, they have offices. So lahat yun will tackle about the back-end support of documentation. Now, during your time on your OJT or kahit hindi naman sa OJT, even your actual job, okay? So lahat, probably some of you, probably more than half, already have an experience having a real job, right? Can you give me a thumbs up kung meron na kayong actual job aside from your OJT? Sino sa inyo yung may work na, as part-time employee? Si Gerald, si Max, who else? Nakapag-work sa fast food or anywhere? Cheryl? Yay. Now, if wala naman kayong experience pa sa actual job, meron naman kayong OJT. Now, this question, I want you to participate in this. What is your best and worst experience during your OJT or on your actual job? Okay, so ano yung memorable na you consider it as the one of the worst or one of the best? So dalawa ha ang isasagot nyo. Your worst and your best experience on your job. Okay? So yun lang. Very straightforward question. What is your best and what is your worst experience on your job? Any volunteer? None? Okay, so let's hear it from Cheryl and Oslay. Share to us what is your best and worst experience on your job. It can be your actual job or during your OJT days. Prepare, mag-prepare kayo, class. I'll call someone else after Cheryl.
Ano siguro sir yung best experience sa akin? Narinig po ba ako? Yun, yung parang I get to meet parang different people din po. Parang on different perspectives. Parang in that way, nakikita ko yung point of view nila and parang na-adapt ko kung paano nila i-face yung challenges din. And also, parang yun mismo yung maging exposed. Ang laking factor na yun eh. And yung worst experience siguro well, ako kasi diba, under ako ng BPO company. And ang worst experience siguro is yung hindi prepared yung management. Actually, malaki kasi siyang factor talaga. Actually, ngayon sa work ko now, ang daming changes na nangyayari. So kung hindi ka talaga adaptable or madaling mag-adapt sa changes and which is very, hindi siya natitigil sa BPO companies. So yun lang, if hindi ka adaptable dun sa changes, parang hindi ka rin makaka-survive. Ayan, for me, it's also a good din, pero at the same time, more on bad side siya kasi wala talagang consistent. Hindi mo rin alam kung ano mangyayari bukas, ganun. Nakaka-overthink, kumbaga.
I see. Okay. So yun, parang pinag-juggle kayo with different types of accounts. Something like that. Ganun ba? Different accounts ba yung ano?
Opo, sir. Parang
Na-anxious
different
ka?
line of business.
Okay. So LOB, different LOB. Okay. Or line of business. Another jargon. LOB, line of business. Okay, next. Any volunteer after Cheryl? Okay, how about, okay, go ahead, Max.
Hello, sir. Audible po ba?
Yes.
Yung akin po kasi, sir, yung work ko po ngayon is ESL. So, nagtuturo po ako ng mga students sa outside ng bansa. Ang worst experience ko lang po is sa first company ko po kasi medyo ano po sila. I mean, hindi maganda yung management. So, yung salary ko po nun, hindi po siya ganun kataasan. Kaya yung pagtuturo ko po nun dati sa mga estudyante is hindi po siya fulfilling. Kasi feeling ko po hindi po na ano yung um, pagtatrabaho ko, hindi po siya nasusuklian sa salary ko. Tas nung lumipat po ako nung company at napapantayan na po ng sahod ko yung pagtuturo ko po dun sa mga estudyante, yung best experience ko naman po is since hindi na po ako nag-worry sa salary, yung comments po nung mga magulang kapag natuturuan ko po ng maayos yung mga estudyante nila. So, naging fulfilling na po siya sa part ko. Yun po.
Okay. So, yes, yung best experience mo is now fulfilled ka na sa current role mo, right? And probably your worst experience is during your um yun nga sabi mo hindi nasusuklian. Parang hindi align yung effort mo sa salary mo during your first. Yeah, I heard of that kasi may mga classmate ako sa masters. Parang nag-work sila sa 5-1 Talk ba yung company mo, Max? Yun nga, nagturo sila ng English sa China. Ay nagugulat ako, napakalit ng rate nila. Okay? So it's like, basta, ang liit lang. Parang a little over minimum wage lang. Considering na nagtuturo sila sa internationally. So yun. Yeah, I got that. Below pa nga. So yung 5-1 Talk, a little bit higher lang sa minimum wage. Okay? So yun. Okay, another volunteer who wants to answer that question? Okay, how about Cyril Morris?
Hello po, sir. Rinig po.
Yes.
So, ayun po. Yung nag-OJT po kasi kami sa ano lang po sa school po sa may CSS. Bali, kadalasan po nasa ano po kami, computer lab po. So, siguro po yung best experience ko po dun is yung yung natuto rin po talaga kami na yung about po sa pag-install ng mga software po. And yung iba po is yung kami po talaga yung pinagawa ng mga sa hardware po. Kami po yung nag-aayos ng mga PC kapag hindi po nagwo-work yung 'pag hindi po siya nagwo-work. And siguro po yung worst po is, nung time po na wala pong mapagawa sa'min yung supervisor namin. Bale ginawa po namin pinagkuha niya po kami ng mga mga aircon po. Nagbuhat niya kami malalaking aircon tapos kami po yung nagkabit po sa mga ibang Comlab na wala pang aircon. Tas ayun po, meron po kasi dung ibang aircon na sobrang dumi talaga. Tas yung time na pagkabit po namin, may mga parang may mga tumutulo pong tubig. Tas ayun po, sobrang dumi niya po. Kaya ayun po.
Yeah. Ano ka? Kasi sa FAMO, yung Facility Management Office, um, kulang talaga sila sa mga aircon technician. Siguro sa buong university, 3 lang. Then yung isa doon, parang di na siya lumalabas ng PUP. Stay in na siya. Sobrang dami niya ng inaano. So baka nga dahil sa lack of manpower when it comes to air conditioning. Kaya natap kayo to do that thing. So yeah, I can consider that also probably one of the worst. Okay, so thank you for sharing, Cyril. Nagtaas si Bien. So, Bien, next.
Good morning po, sir. Naririnig po, sir.
Yes.
So, yung work ko naman po is iba po sa kanila. I'm a lash artist po. And yung best experience ko naman po sa work ko po ngayon is nagigain ko po yung mga loyal na customer po na pabalik-balik po sa akin, sir. And yun po yung best na natatanggap ko po ngayon is ayun din po. Dahil po dun sa mga loyal clients po is nagkakaroon din po ako ng friends sa iba't ibang lugar din po since iba-iba po yung nakukuha ko pong clients every day. And yung worst experience ko po so far sa work ko po ngayon is sa sobrang dami ko pong ginagawan is minsan po nagkakaroon po ng lapse pag nagkakatama po yung mga schedule po nila and ayun po yung mga naging problem ko since ako lang po yung gumagawa po lahat since pinamanage ko po yung time. Minsan po nakakalimutan ko po na may nakasked po pala for this time. So, minsan po nagkakasabay po sila and yun po yung mahirap po sa akin. Yun po. So,
I see. So, what exactly your job description? Eyelash artist? Sorry.
yes po, sir.
Really? Kala ko na mali
Yes,
lang ako ng dinig.
yun po, sir. Tas
Inaayos mo yung mga
nagme-makeup din.
eyelashes? Tama ba?
Tas nagme-makeup din po ako, sir.
Oh, I see. Okay.
More on beauty service po.
I see, I see. Sige, sige. Alright. So, yun. Challenging yung sa'yo yung nagkakaroon ng overlap sa schedule and yung networking mo, yun yung best experience mo also. So, okay. Probably, isa din yun sa magandang kaya uso yung inbreeding sa PUP. Yung mga kadalasang faculty or employee is also comes from PUP is because during the second year pa lang may OJT na. So, networking yung tawag ng connection. Okay. Nagkakaroon ka ng, former OJT ko yan. Tapos naging SA namin. So, okay, let's give it a try. So, mga ganun. So, networking yan. Important yun. Kasi pag na-dominate mo yung niche na yan, okay, ikaw lang yung in that certain area. So, ikaw at ikaw yung matatap. Parang si may kilala akong si Shira Luna. Kilala niyo ba si Shira Luna? Shira Luna is a celebrity photographer. Okay? So sikat 'yun ng generation namin kasi parang siya yung epitome ng gifted child. Siya yung icon ng pagiging gifted child. May commercial dati during the 90s na sinabi niya na parang pinaliwanag niya na the sun is the center of the solar system, something like that. Parang 'yon, parang na-ingrain na gifted child siya. Then later on, naging celebrity photographer siya. Then lahat ng probably basta more than 50% ng mga celebrity sa kanya siya yung kinukuha na photographer. Yeah, because of the network na kilala siya, yun, siya na yung naging niche photographer ng mga celebrity dito sa Pilipinas, si Shira Luna. Okay, next. No one wants to volunteer, so let's hear it from Justin Drapeza. Next, si Vanessa. After Justin. Go, Justin. Justin, what's happening to you?
Sir, sorry po.
Go on.
Sir, yung ko po siguro, best experience ko po sa OJT. sa ano po, yung pag-install rin po ng ano, ng software po sa mga PC sa Comlab sa school nga po. Dahil po madami rin Comlab. So dapat kada Comlab may naka-install na software. Kahit yung pang mga programming sir. And di rin po madali mag-install nun eh. Kasi kailangan mo po ng app nun. Na minsan kailangan mo may bayad po. Ganun. And siguro po yung worst ko din po yung pagkabit din po ng aircon. Kasi po yung aircon po mabigat din. And yung time na yun, nakaputi po ako, tas maalikabok din po. Late pa nun si Dave. Wala po kaming katulong.
I see. Naka-recover ka na ba, Justin, sa experience mo yun? Parang lungkot mo pa din. Okay ka na ba, Justin?
Sir.
Okay. Kasi, nung naalala ko, nag-OJT din ako sa sa registrar office. And parang mahihirapan akong isipin kung ano yung worst experience. Kasi parang best experience lang lahat eh. Parang ang saya ng OJT ko dun sa registrar office. Pero hindi naman kami pinagkabit ng aircon. Meron pa ngayon, wait lang. Mahina. Pasensya na. Wait lang. Ayun. As what I'm saying, hindi naman kami pinagkabit ng aircon dati. So, hayaan nyo na. Baka nakatulong naman kayo sa welfare ng PUP. Okay. So, next is Vanessa.
Audible po ba, sir?
Yes.
So, ano po, about naman po to sa OJT ko po noon sa isang university po dito sa Taguig. And yung best experience ko po doon siguro is yung naka-encounter ako ng iba't ibang personality ng mga tao. In a good way po yun ah. And madami po kasi ako nakilala na great people, ganun. And yung worst experience ko naman po is yung sobra yung expectation and pressure sa akin nung supervisor ko po. Knowing na ano po, galing ako sa PUP. Since sa Taguig nga po ako nag-ano. So, minsan po kasi hindi siya okay, pero I just look at the brighter side na lang po na baka gusto niya lang ako mag-grow and ma-expose sa ano po, kung ano yung real world scenario na nangyari pag nagka-work na. Ayun po. Thank you.
I see. Okay. So, thank you for sharing, Vanessa. So, networking then, yung positive and negative is probably more on, expectations, unrealistic expectations, yung mga ganun. Okay, so Jesse?
Hello po, sir. Audible po ba?
Yes, Jesse. Next sa'yo si Lian. Okay, go.
Ano po, sir, yung memorable ko po yung OJT is ginawa po akong technical support sa isang event po sa PUP which is called the summit po. Ayun po yung event event po siya, tapos po may marami pong dumalo na mga iba't ibang teachers from other campuses po. Tapos po ako po yung technical support. So sobrang hirap pero exciting po kasi I've experienced something na hindi ko po makakalimutan, and nag-grow po ako doon kasi alam ko pong mag-support ng mga kailangang files from just listening po. Tapos po, ang ano ko naman po, worst memorable scenario during OJT is nasa 4th floor po ako at hindi po ako makagamit ng elevator.
I see, I see. Okay. So, anong summit yun? HR summit ba yun? Anong office yun? Sa PUP yan, no? Naalala mo pa ba kung anong summit yun? Kasi I remember the HR summit. Parang,
RNE po. RNE Summit 2023.
anong meaning ng RNA?
R&E.
R&E?
Opo. Hindi ko po alam.
Research and
And
okay, okay, something like that. Nung sa ano naman, nagkaroon ng HR summit. Worst experience doon is kasi 3-day yun.
opo, sir,
Then
3-day po.
3-day lagi yung mga summit sa PUP. Then yung ulam nila na sinerve ng canteen. Puro fish fillet for 3 days. Every lunch fish fillet. Sabi ko, what the heck? Nakakaya naman sa mga ano natin, sa mga ibang branches. Kasi pag tayo pupunta, for example, sa Unisan Quezon, nagpunta kami doon, seafood. Mukbang yung sinaserve sa amin. Mga crab, shrimp, all fruits there. Basta bongga talaga. Then, pag sila dumalaw sa main, for 3 days, fish fillet, grabe. Nilagay ko talaga sa comment yun eh. 'Di ba? May comment at the end of the review. Yun, nilagay ko na, bakit naman ganun? 'Di ba? Okay, so, after Doreen, si Rosar. Go. Alien.
Sir, good morning po. So, sa akin po, meron po akong contractual job noong 2019, sales assistant po. Since yung ate ko po kasi is optometrist. So, yung job na po yun na yun, parang ano po siya. Isa po ako sa mga nag-a-assist sa kanya. Pag sa field po kasi siya nagtatrabaho sa palipat-lipat po. Pupunta ng kung saan, sa bundok minsan, tapos nagpapasa ng permit, and then parang nag-optical mission po siya. So ako po yung assistant niya doon. And then, so ang job description ko po dyan is aside sa mag-assist sa sales, magpasa din ng permit sa mga barangays, and mag-asikaso din ng schedule. So ang best po na experience ko po is I get to travel around, and then makakapag-explore din ako ng different personalities. And yung worst naman po is I am becoming sensitive not to get misunderstood. So kasi bata, matanda, iba-iba po yung personality kasi may one scenario na tawag dito. Akala ko naiintindihan niya sa yung kailangan mong isigaw. Parang may mga ibang ano po yun, para pag sinabi mo, parang 500 po to okay, next po, ito po, kasi ang setup po kasi nun, magda-down po sila, parang magbibigay po sila ng deposit dun sa salamin na ina-avail nila, binibili nila. And then, akala ko po nagkakaintindihan kami nung narinig niya ng maayos. Tapos the next, naman po na nagkita-kita kami para makuha lahat yung full payment. Parang ang nangyari po, nakapagtapal ako kasi hindi pala naintindihan ni nanay. Ayoko namang ipahiya si nanay. So parang doon ako mahina eh. Nakikita ko na parang yung dala lang ni nanay is sa 300 lang. Tapos 500 pala yung babayaran niya. So instead of na lang, parang sige, hayaan mo na. Pero sa part ko, sa loob-loob ko, parang kalahating araw ko yun. Pero sabi ko, ayoko po na kasi malapit po ako sa matatanda eh. And most po doon, yung mga tao po doon ay matatanda. And yung mga kinikater namin. And ayun, so yun po yung isa sa mga natutunan ko sa experience ko na different yung approach ko ngayon sa bata, matanda, and natutunan ko mag-filter din ng words bago ako magsalita. Kasi takot na, parang na ako, sensitive na ako na to get misunderstood. So, Yun po, one thing po. Thank you po.
All right. Thank you for sharing, Leanne. Okay, next
Sir,
is
may question po pala ako.
yeah, what's that?
Kanina po kasi hindi ko po masyadong narinig yung sa opening po. Kaya gising ko lang din po. Ano lang po, may tinatanong lang po nung ano ko po, kasama ko lang po sa bahay. Ano yung subject na daw po ito? Siguro mamaya na lang po yung ano. Mamaya niyo na lang po sagutin if ever.
Subject na rin yung
So, ano na
TSD?
po? Apo, yung post document po.
Okay.
Post support document. Is this ano, sir? Related pa din po sa call center?
I'll explain later. Not really.
Somehow related.
Oo.
And may ay tawag po doon. Ano po yung ano relevance niya sa sa course po namin? Parang ano,
Very relevant.
parang sir I get the feeling na ano po na bakit parang yung third year namin sir parang ano po last sem po parang instead of major in ICT naging major in call center po. Parang weakest part ko po kasi sir pero syempre gusto ko din i-challenge yung sarili ko pero sama parang gusto ko din masagot yung mga question na bakit gano'n.
Yeah.
May na po ako sa sa communication and speaking po sa mga yun nga po yung iniiwasan kong job. Pero gusto ko lang po ma-enlighten. So yun lang naman po sir, hoping you could help me. Thank you po.
Yes. Kung nakita niyo yung last part ng ng syllabus natin dito sa post-support documentation, so later I'll show it to you. This is more of a programming, okay? So related siya sa programming, post-support documentation, okay? And it's not related to call center basic. It's related to all industries. Okay, so just like I mentioned, this is related to all the industries na may mga offices. Okay, so usually tama si Rebecca na it's tech. It's about tech. Okay. So there, you'll find out later pag na-present ko na ang ating syllabus. So yeah, I really think na yun nga, ICT, di ba, yung course nyo, then yung mga subject na binibigay sa inyo is actually bigla lang nag-pop up yan eh. During I'm not sure kung what happened there nung nagkaroon ng revision. Sila lang naman nag-usap niyan then suddenly. All those subjects, even foreign language. May foreign language kayo, di ba, class?
Yes sir.
Yes po, sir.
Yeah. So there. So isipin niyo na lang, class, na ang course niyo talaga, di ba, is Bachelor in Secondary Education, major in TLE. Yun lang yun. Okay? So lahat ng nasa DBTE, yun yung course. Bachelor in Secondary Education, major in TLE. Now, yung word na TLE doon, sobrang broad niya, di ba? It can range from 20 plus, areas. Now, parang ina-align lang nila kung what is dinidictate ng mga stakeholders. Diba? So, yung isa sa mga stakeholders natin is yung mga company na pwede nyong mapasukan. Okay? So, sila yung nagdidictate kung ano yung needed sa industry. Okay? So, we need something about for the tech and something about malulupit nga yung mga subjects sa BTL, ED, ICT, di ba? And yun, pag dinictate nila yung mga certain courses, yun, mag-a-adjust yung curriculum. Yung in-adjust nila yung curriculum, okay, so ito, mga ICT major to. Lagyan natin ng call center basic. Kasi may mga BPO company na nakikipag-partnership sa PUP, di ba? Yung Accenture, di ba? May Accenture room tayo, may teleperformance room tayo. Yun, nakikipag-partnership. So, pinakikinggan yung mga needs sa industry. Okay, pasukan natin ng ganitong subject. Kasi kailangan yan ng mga company na yan. Okay, so foreign language, okay, para maging internationally aligned sila. Dati wala namang kaming ganyan eh. Tapos yun, video production, audio production, post-support documentation. Yung post-support documentation is really related to tech. Okay, so later I'll show you. So yun. So wag nyo lang i-overthink yung course nyo. Ang course nyo talaga is secondary education, major in TLE. That's all there is to it. Okay? Kasi pag nag-practice teaching kayo, in less than a year from now, pwede kayong mapunta sa drafting sa umaga, electricity sa hapon, o ganun. Magreklamo ba kayo na, sir, ayoko po ng drafting, ayoko po ng electricity. O sige, doon ka sa masonry, o, 'di ba? Magpapalitada ka ng o doon ka sa woodworking, basta lahat ng mga related sa TLE. Sobrang dami. So yun, ganun yung kapalaran nyo pag napunta kayo sa TLE. And possible also na TLE, 'di ba? Computer is electives during high school sa TLE. Pero parang para para yung computer is too broad. Masyadong malawak yung computer para i-under sa TLE. So what if um, magkaroon ng separate category in computer, 'di ba? ICT, hindi na siya under TLE. So possible mangyari 'yon. Kaya be thankful na lang na may mga subjects pa rin kayo na not purely TLE kasi baka hindi kayo pagturuin ng TLE ay ng ICT talaga or computer pag naging teacher na kayo. Yan, the probability of you being an ICT teacher once you graduate is probably hindi ganun kalaki. So pwede pa rin kayo malagay sa different, as if naman magti-teacher kayo do. Okay, next next volunteer, none. Okay, let's hear it from Chantal. Ay, sorry. Si Rosar pala muna. Then, after ni Rosal, si Chantal. Go ahead, Rosar.
Sir, naririnig po.
Hmm.
So, yung best experience ko po is nakakilala din po ako ng iba't ibang tao, iba't ibang ugali, ganun po. Tapos yung worst naman po, sir, pinanghiwa po kami ng sibuyas, bawang, ganun po. Sa po siya, sa OSS. Pero okay lang naman, masaya naman.
Sa Sa Charlie Del Rosario?
Hindi po, sir, di ba po,
Kay Sir Jim.
nilipat
Okay,
po.
okay. Tama. Sa sa student services.
Opo.
Ayun.
Pero hindi naman po siya masyadong worst yung pinanghiwa po ng sibuyas.
Okay lang yun.
lang,
Ako nga sa registrar
nakakatawa.
office, naghuhugas ako ng plato doon.
Kami din po, sir.
Yun. So, that's normal part of the OJT. Pero nagluluto kayo doon sa loob ng sa...
Hindi po, sir. Si ma'am, po, yung pong isa po namin kasama.
I see. So actually,
nag-work.
nung January lang, in-offeran ako ni Sir Jim na mag-office doon sa OSS. Kaso lang, 'di ba? Proximity issue talaga. Nung Friday nga lang may general meeting kami. 4 hours biyahe. 5:30 AM ako umalis dito. 9:30 na ako nakarating sa PUP. Nag-taxi pa ako noon from Pilcoa to PUP. 4 hours pa din inabot. Tapos mag-o-office pa ako. Hindi talaga kakayanin. So, yun. Nag-decline ako as chief sa OSS kasi nga proximity issue. So there, yan nga, pinag-iwa kayo ng sibuyas, worst experience. Anong hazard yun? Okay, probably physical. Kasi maluluha yung mga mata niyo. Okay, go, Chantal.
Hello po, sir. Naririnig po.
Yes.
Ayan. Nag-OJT lang po kami sa TESDA po, CSS. And ang best experience ko po is yung natutunan ko po maging techie, gano'n. Then natutunan ko po yung server and client, kung paano mag-configure ng IP address. And marami pa pong iba syempre. Then natuwa po ako kasi new knowledge and skills po siya for me. And then yung bad experience naman po, di naman po siya sobrang bad. Na-realize ko lang po na pag pumasok ka sa isang work or company ka, no, dapat knowledgeable ka talaga. Kasi hindi naman po siya tulad sa school na spoon feeding na ituturo pa sa'yo lahat ng bagay. And medyo challenging po siya sa part ko since wala naman po akong knowledge about basta anything about ICT po. And medyo nangangapa pa po ako. And di naman po kami masyado tinuturuan ng trainer that time. Like, kailangan mo pa talagang magsikap ganun para makasabay ka sa mga kasama. Yun lang naman po, sir.
I see. Okay, so yun nga, hindi talaga spoon feeding pag nasa real world ka na. Naalala ko nung first semester namin sa PUP, 3 kami sabay-sabay na hire nun eh. Sir Joseph, Sir Amiel, tsaka ako. Then nagtitingin na kami, anong gagawin natin? Wala tayong orientation, wala tayong mag-tour or ano bang mangyayari, ano bang ganap? Bigyan lang tayo ng load, tapos yun na yun. Ano ba ang mangyayari? Tapos yun, tanong-tanong na lang, yun. Helpful naman silang lahat. Yan, hindi talaga spoon feeding. Ikaw maghahanap ng mga gagawin mo. Then, yung 1 year later, may mga bago na namang new hire. Sila din, takang-taka sila. Ano gagawin namin? Walang orientation. Tapos sabi na lang namin tatlo, welcome to PUP. So yun na lang yung sinabi namin. Yun nga. Pero ngayon, meron na silang new hire orientation, something like that. Kasi nung panahon namin talaga, wala. So, you figure it out yourself. Okay. Next, hindi pa ba nagsasagot si Angela?
Yes, sir.
Go.
Sir, bali yung experience ko po sa OJT lang po. Bali, nag-OJT po ako sa sa computer shop po. Bali, align po siya sa po namin. Sa major po namin. Bali, ang natutunan ko po rin, yung pinakamagandang natutunan ko po rin, yung tawag dito, yung yung actual po ng paggana po ng computer, nag-assemble and disassemble po ako ng ng system unit, tapos yung connection po ng internet and yung po yung mga ginawa ko po rin. Tapos ang pinakamahirap po na parts po doon sa sa OJT po, yung customer service po. Kasi po ko yun, yung parang ako rin po kasi yung yung nagbibigay po ng time and sa mga customers po. Para po doon sa PC po nila. Tapos may mga nagpapagawa rin po ng resume, ng assignment, lalo po sa mga bata. Tsaka sa mga sa mga elderly po, yung tinutulungan po sila mag-navigate sa websites, para po gumawa ng email and ayun po, yung such po. Medyo hassle lang po siya, pero magandang experience din po.
I see. Okay. Okay, thanks, Angelo. The next is Zell.
Hello po, sir. Rinig po.
Yes.
So ako po nag-OJT po ako sa PUP po, sa may QAC po, sa Quality Assurance Center po. So yung best experience ko po, siguro po yung na-experience ko po yung actual accreditation. Parang po kasi yun, parang yun nga po, more on accreditation po. Parang yun po yung best experience ko po. Nalaman ko po kung paano yung ginagawa pag nagre-revise po ng mga curriculum, ganun po. And then yung siguro po yung worst experience ko po, since more on revision nga po siya, so ayun po, ang daming paperworks. And po siya, yung siguro po, may mga times lang po na hindi po maayos po yung pagbibigay po sa amin ng mga instructions po, ganon. Parang kami lang po talaga yung nag-figure out paano po yung gagawin, sir. Ayun lang. Thank you po.
I see. Okay. Thank you for sharing. So alam mo pala kung ano yung dahilan, 'di ba? Kung bakit nagkaganto yung curriculum ng ICT. Hmm. Okay, so there. Ayan nga, accreditation, Quality Assurance Center. Kay Sir Sanjay ba yan? Tama ba? Sanjay Claudio.
Yes po, sir.
Alright. Oo. Sobrang hirap talaga ng accreditation. Experience namin, ano, parang 18 hours straight. Almost 2 days kami nasa PUP. Straight walang tulugan. Para lang for accreditation. Di ba ganun ginagawa ng mga colleges pag nag-accreditation? Ano talaga? Overnight sa PUP to prepare all the necessary documents. Kasi may mga, ano yan may mga third party personnel, ng mga big boss sa ibang university. Bibisita. O ano tong gagawin niyo dito? Ano to? Ano tong mga to? Yun. Kailangan mo silang mag-present yun. So, sobrang hirap nung mga panahon na yun. Okay, next, Caitlin.
Hello po, audible po ba?
Yes.
Good morning po. Ano po, yun sa akin naman po, yung best experience ko po. Sa OJT, okay. So, nag-OJT po ako sa isang international company. Engineering company po siya. Tapos po, dahil nga po, ano siya, big company na din, ay nakakahalubilo po ako ng mga talagang magagaling na po, na mga professional talaga na tao po. Tapos po, dun po nila ako bali, napaikot po nila ako. Inikot po nila ako sa lahat ng job, ayun. Meron po ako nagkaroon po ako ng job na about sa ano nila, sa nurse po, yung sa gano'n. Tapos po sa HR mismo, yung job po ng manager nagawa ko na rin po. Ta's yung sa basta po inikot po nila ako doon sa lahat po ng job na puwede kong, gawin po. Tapos po, yung worst naman po ay yung dahil nga po, okey. Bakit po ako nakapunta dun pala? Dahil po meron akong, ate din dun na nagtatrabaho, kapatid ko. So, HR manager po siya ta's meron din po akong ate din, isa pa. Dalawa po sila dun na manager. So, yung pinaka-worst po dun ay dahil nga po manager na sila, parang ang tingin po ng mga tao dun na, ay magaling yung mga kapatid nito. So, yung pressure po na dapat magaling ka rin kasi nga ang inaano mo po ay ang dala-dala ko po ay yung pangalan po ng dalawa kong kapatid na manager. So, yun po, bale parang hirap na hirap lang po ako na magtatanong kasi ang tingin na po nila dapat alam ko na lahat, gano'n po. So, yun po 'pag magbibigay sila ng work parang kailangan alam ko na, bawal na ako magtanong. So, yung pressure lang po talaga. Yaan po.
I see. So, yun. More on psychological yung difficulties na na-experience mo. Well, tama naman sila, di ba? Magaling ka naman talaga, di ba, Kate? So, okay. So at least you conquered that. Okay, let's hear it from Urban. Then after Urban, Gerald. Then after Gerald, Nona. Then we're good to go. Okay, go Urban.
Hello po, hello.
Yes.
Good morning po. So, bale pinaka best experience ko lang po na masasabi sa OJT is kumpara po sa workload nung iba naming kaklase na nag OJT din sa sa PUP, parang kami po yung pinakamagaan yung mga ginagawa. Tas yung sa worst naman po, parang yun lang po yung nag-ano kami ng aircon, medyo maano po kasi. Parang medyo madumi po, ganun. Pero okay lang naman. Wala naman pong problema dun.
Alright. Physically demanding yung pag-install ng aircon. Okay? So, okay lang yan at least, di ba? Um, naka-aircon naman kayo during your face-to-face. O, di ba? Ano yan? Poetic justice. So, at least. Okay? So, thank you, Urban. Next, Jet.
Pwede po ako, sir.
Yes.
About naman sa work ko, sir. Siguro yung best experience ko is I got to travel ng free yung lahat, sir. Accommodation, pagkain, minsan airfare, ganun. Kasi minsan may mga out of town events kami. Tsaka bukod dun, sir, I got to meet celebrities and influencers din po. Mga ganun. Siguro yung worst naman, sir, yung sa tulog po. Kasi minsan, ay hindi pala minsan, madalas, sir, kapag straight yung events, minsan wala na talagang tulog, ganun. Bumabawi na lang sa pag wala nang ginagawa, doon na lang. Ayun, sir.
I see. Okay, so it's also physically demanding work. But ano naman, covered naman siya ng mga perks and privileges mo. Okay. So, next, Nona. Hello? Mahina yung audio mo.
Wait. Hello, sir.
Yan.
Audible po.
Yes.
Sa akin po, best experience ko is yung ma-meet yung iba't ibang klaseng tao. Like, di mo makakala, ma-observe mo yung may ganito pala, may ganyan pala. So, parang sa reality talaga, may experience mo how to handle dapat yung situation na ganito, ganyan. So, parang natutunan ko dun is, ayun nga, sabi mo nga sa reality, hindi ka spoon feeding. So, parang ikaw lang yung magsusurvive sa sarili mo dun. So, parang yun yung na-experience ko dun. Then, ang worst experience naman po is yung dun sa pinag-OJT-an po namin is wala po masyadong, hindi po related sa course namin yung ginagawa namin. So, parang wala po kaming knowledge kung ano ba talaga, or parang hindi nila kami gina-guide sa kahit anong ICT related. So, more on utos lang dito, utos sa ganito, ganyan, punta ka dito, punta ka ganyan. So, ayun lang po.
I see. So, more on errands yung ginawa nyo during your time? Okay. Hindi pa pala si Ramela, tapos ka na ba? Ramela and Dave, tapos ka na ba, Dave? Go, Ramela, then Dave.
Rinig po.
Yes.
Ayun po. Specific po yung sa akin, sir. Yung best ko po, yung na-commend po ako. Memorable siya, sir, kasi OT ng 1 hour eh. Nag-OT siya ng 1 hour. Tapos sabay, rin siya, Pinay kasi, Pinay. Tapos sabay, international account. Parang, hindi po ganun kadalas na Pinoy yung kausap mo. Tapos yung na-comment po ako sa sobrang dami niyang hiningi. Nabigay ko naman po lahat. Kaya memorable po siya. Tapos yung worst ko po, sir, yung po, umiyak po na umiyak na customer. Kasi hindi niya daw kaya bayaran yung yung bill niya. Tapos wala talagang magagawa yung company, yung namin. Kasi insurance kami, sir, 'di ba? Na parang healthcare insurance. Tapos wala talaga, sir, wala talagang magagawa. Umiyak siya. Wala, ang bigat. Parang gano'n. 'Yun lang, sir.
Okay, so thanks for sharing, Ramela. Dave? Are you with us, John Dave? Okay, we'll get back to you, John Dave. Si muna pala. Si John Mark. Go. Medrano. John Mark, what's happening to you? And John Dave, anong mangyayari sa inyo?
Ay, sir, sorry po.
Okay, sige. Go ahead.
Siguro yung pinaka-best experience ko, sir, is parang mababait po yung teacher. Yung parang ano, sir, kahit medyo marami silang pinapagawa, parang, ayun, sir, parang may part pa din naman dun na may pake sila. Ganyan, tapos parang pinagmemeryenda po kami, ganun, bago umuwi. Tapos yung pinaka-worst experience ko naman, sir, is siguro, sir, parang sa QAC din po kasi ako OJT, kasama ni Rizel. Tapos parang sir, yung parang medyo may pressure kasi parang may pinagawa po sa akin na parang pinapa-edit po ako ng documents parang sa pag-revise ng curriculum. Tapos parang medyo nakaka-pressure siya kasi parang hindi ako familiar sa ganong activity. Pero binigyan, parang na po sa akin ni ma'am, parang may pinagawa na ganun, sir. So medyo nakaka-pressure pero luckily nagawa ko naman po, sir.
I see, I see. Okay. So thank you, Mark. At least you're able to do that. And lastly, si Cyril. Ay, tapos na si Cyril. Si John Dave na nga lang. John Dave, ikaw na lang. Si Lester pa pala. Sorry. Lester,
Good morning po, sir.
go ahead.
Sorry, I'm late. So, yung best experience ko po sa OJT is yung sa OJT ko no second year sa CCIS. Kasama ko po sila John, Dave, sila Cyril. Tapos kasi po, throughout the entire OJT, marami po kami natutunan about computer maintenance. Tapos tinuruan rin po kami about nga po yung computer maintenance, yung iba't ibang parts ng computer, how to diagnose yung isang computer kung gumagana pa ba o hindi, or kung kailangan ng tanggalin talaga in the end. Tapos the worst naman po, so far, the worst is noong may OJT kami sa LHS kasi po sa QAC rin po ako nag-OJT ng LHS, pero ako lang mag-isa yung nag-OJT doon. So tapos ito yung time na nasa process pa ng pagkuha ng ISO certification yung PUP. So kailangan ko magpa-receive ng letters sa lahat ng tawag dito, offices, kasama na yung PUP Hasmin sa iTech tsaka sa SEA. So, ayun, kailangan kong bumiyahe papuntang PUP Hasmin and then iTech, tapos pabalik namin. And, ayun po. Salamat.
I see. Okay. So, dapat nagpatid ka dun sa mga natin. Sa e-trike. Di ba marami tayong e-trike? Yung color green sa PUP. Yeah, you can actually use that.
Opo, yes po.
Okay. John, Dave, are you with us now? Okay, hindi. Inactive si John Dave. All right, so I'll present the curriculum for post-support documentation. All right, so here, it's 3 units course, and dali lang class, ini-screenshot ko lang kasi proof to eh. Hinahanap tanong ni Ma'am Reggie. Syllabus presentation on the first day. Hindi ko mapin. Wait lang. Pin. Alright. Screenshot ko lang. And saglit lang. Oh my goodness, what's happening? Alright. So this course is designed to create effective post-support documentation for products and services. So this is the course description class. I'm reading it. Provide users with clear and concise materials beyond the initial support phase. Okay, the course covers the principles of comprehensive documentations as such as user guides, okay, troubleshooting manuals, FAQs, and knowledge base articles. Okay. So knowledge base resources online, you will be the back-end support for this. And participants will explore best practices for organizing information, address common user queries, and ensuring the usability of post-support documentation through hands-on exercises and real-world examples. You'll also develop the proficiency to produce documentation that enhances the user experience. Okay, so this is not related. This is, as I mentioned, um, uh, hindi lang siya sa BPO related, but all the industries that has offices. Okay, especially in tech. So ito, institutional learning outcomes and programs outcomes, course objectives. So default part to ng lahat ng syllabus. Um, just a quick review. The institutional learning outcomes, critical thinking. Okay. So unfortunately, we will not be able to. This is more of kailangan yung magsalita class in this subject. Okay, so hindi ito para ma-develop nyo yung critical thinking nyo. Okay, you will be the one to you need to talk in this subject. So magiging ano siya, learner-centered. So effective communication, okay? A strong service orientation, passion to lifelong learning. And this is a manifestation of that, the post-support documentation. Kasi nung panahon namin, wala namang ganito. Then later on, they realize, yung mga stakeholders, yung possible employers, nyo na we need to add subjects like post-support documentation. Kasi ito yung needed sa workplace. Okay, once you are there in the workplace. Kasi mga, what if pina-document sa inyo yung mga differences between version, let's say, 1.1 of a software. So that's the previous firmware to the current software of, let's say, version 1.3. Okay, very insignificant yung changes, pero I mean, the numbering seems insignificant, pero to the actual software, the difference is huge already. Okay, so yun, i-document nyo what are the changes, what are the changes and the user interface, color schemes. Okay, so even as simple as the scroll bar, the sizes of the uh, the mouse pointer when you visit this particular pages. So those things. Okay, so dapat fully documented yung mga changes na yun. So yun, necessary yun, not just lang for software, but for different work around in the offices. Okay, so adaptedness and the responsible use of technology. This is by default. High level of leadership and organizational skills, and sense of personal and professional ethics. Ayan yung institutional learning outcomes. Now let's proceed to the course plan. If you have questions, class, you can ask right away so I can address that. So week 1, we are here in our first meeting. We'll not discuss this anymore because this is by default, yung morphing into 21st century. Ito yung integrated na in every discussion. Okay, so we'll not put dedicate additional time in morphing into 21st century teacher kasi indicated na yan. Okay, integrated na yan all throughout the discussion. Kasi we acknowledge that you belong to the Generation Z already. Okay? So kaya yung mga Gen Z. So technologically inclined kayo. Then during the first meeting, we need to address also the occupational health and safety. Kasi the greatest knowledge, okay, the first thing that you need to know, alam nyo ba class? The most important knowledge is self-preservation. Okay? So aanhin mo lahat ng mga nalaman mo kung hindi mo alam i-preserve yung sarili mo. Meaning, hindi mo alam kung paano uh, maging safe, 'di ba? So, aanin mo yung mga knowledge kung patay ka na. So, yun yun. That's the gist of it. Self-preservation should be given a priority. Okay? So, aanin mo yung mga natutunan mo kung wala ka na sa mundo. So, yun. Dapat safe ka whenever you are anywhere in your house, on your workplace. So, we need to address that. Kasi, I also work as a chief in recovery and rehabilitation in Disaster Resilience Institute for 1.5 years. So yun, may mga courses na delikado talaga, okay, expose sila. So ito, post-support documentation, it deals with different types of industries na somehow, during the first meeting pa lang, i-address na yan, okay, para safe kayo. Okay? So hazard assessment will have a hazard assessment, interactive lecture, then yon, overview of the post-support documentation. This is the initial assist. This is what you do. Parang ano siya, more on the extra service phase. Doing the extra mile phase. Ito na yon. Kaya parang sinabi ko na parang sequel siya ng CCB. Pero not just for the BPO industry, but all the industries. Extending the support beyond the initial assistance period. So let's say may software ka na develop. So contextualize natin niya sa ICT. Okay? So let's say you have a particular software na then pag meron kang client na bumili ng software mo, hindi yun yung ano, yung last contact mo sa user, sa client mo. Okay? Kasi isusupport mo pa yung software na binili niya. Okay? So that's where the post-support documentation will comes in. We will have a thorough documentation of all the information needed to have that particular software still works. Okay? Post-support documentation. So, ano talaga to class? Challenging siya. More advanced course tong post-support documentation. Dito sa post-support documentation, this is just one letter away from PTSD. No, I'm just kidding. PSD is just one letter away from PTSD or post-traumatic stress disorder. PSD. Yun yung ginujoke ko sa mga estudyante ko last year. Okay. Normal lang na overwhelming to kasi 'di ba? Katunog ng PSD ang PTSD. Tawa naman kayo, class. Sorry na. Yun lang. Pinipilit ko lang yung ano, yung joke ko na yun. Pero, yun nga. Pag na-overwhelm sila, yun lang sinasabi ko. Yun, output presentation is one of our assessment. And you will present your output, okay, during this one. Next, after this week, next week, we'll start next week. We'll talk about the user guides, okay, in-depth manuals providing a step-by-step instruction for product or service usage. We'll also talk about troubleshooting manuals, outlining common issues with their resolution, and different types of softwares and even hardwares. Okay. Then FAQs, frequently asked questions, how to give that to your user. Okay. Yung user mo is, of course, the software users. compile list of common queries and questions. And what are those? How big companies, paano nila nilalatag yung mga FAQs nila such as Google or YouTube. Okay? So, meron silang part ng website nila na doon nila nilalagay lahat ng FAQs nila. So, gagamitin natin yun as benchmark or kokopyahin natin kung ano yung best practice na ginagawa nila. Okay, so that we can implement it also in what we are doing. Next is the knowledge base articles. Okay, so ito class, yung word na KB or knowledge base, very rampant ito sa BPO industry kasi hindi ka mabubuhay kung hindi mo i-access ang KB or knowledge base kasi nandoon lahat ng mga, parang yan yung Bible ng account mo. Okay? So, yun. Isa-search mo doon. Then, dapat ina-update mo palagi yan. Detailed articles addressing specific topics or challenges. Usually, may mga updates yan once you log in. So, yun. So, lecture, demonstration method, synchronous and asynchronous. Practical assessment is our assessment. Then, hands-on. Then, output presentation also. Next here, user empowerment. So self-help resources encourages users to find the solution. So ito nga, somehow, to sa inyo, familiar sa inyo to sa CCB kasi we are empowering the customer. So encourage them to find the solution that they are looking for. So probably we'll have a little case study on how YouTube are doing it. Okay? Kasi we're able to locate for may tatlo kasing level ng interaction with softwares. Okay? So yung unang first level, basic, is your interaction with the user interface, di ba? Gumamit ka ng YouTube, yun yung interaction mo. Level 1 yun. You play a song, you search for it, you play it, yun level 1. Second level is yung user interface documentation. Yun na yung more advanced user ka na ng YouTube. Nagsisearch ka na kung paano mag-upload ng video, ano yung mga guidelines on how to monetize your channels. Yun na yun. User interface documents yung tawag doon. Okay, so nasa level 2 ka na. Sinesearch mo na, binabasa mo ng FAQs, ano yung mga metrics na needed to monetize ka or para makapag-live ka sa YouTube. Di ba? So pag nakakapag-live ka na sa YouTube, meaning your channel is nakapag-gain na ng enough user. Kasi pag gumawa ka ng account sa YouTube, then mag-live ka agad, hindi ka makapag-live right away. So may mga certain metrics pa na kailangan mong ma-meet para makapag-live ka. So yun yung level 2. And level 3, ayun na yung API. So later, nasa late part ng semester natin i-discuss yun. Yun na yung more related sa database. Okay, yun na yung level 3. So hanggang level 3 tayo dito sa post-support documentation. Okay, level 1, user interface ka lang nakikipag-interact. Level 2, user interface documents ka na nakikipag-interact. Then level 3 is yung API. So later, I know jargon pa yun, pero later I'll discuss it to you. Here is the next is user empowerment nga and feedback mechanism. Here, we're able to establish a system for collecting user feedback to enhance and update documentation. Okay, so needed yung feedback mechanism. Isa yan sa mga crucial lesson na kailangan nating pag-aralan kasi if you are managing a software, feedback mechanism is necessary. Okay? So ano yung bang mga software na madalas nyong gamitin? Grab, Foodpanda, Shopee. Okay? Mga feedback mechanism sila na ano yung mga what do you call this term? Minor adjustments na kailangan gawin so that it'll become more user-friendly. Okay? So, yun yung ini-aim natin, mas maging user-friendly siya. And establish a system for collecting feedback, okay, to enhance and update the documentation. And of course, implementation of the feedback that we gather. Next is the, of course, midterm exam. Excuse me. After 2 months. Then, yun, tapos na tayo sa part 1 and 2. Types of documentation. Ito, introduction lang naman to, yung week 1. Sa introduction phase pa lang tayo. Next is the user interface. Okay. Understand the user interface fundamentals. Okay. Different types of what's inside the user interface. Kasi ito yung ano eh. Ito yung front end. Ito yung makikita ng mga user mo. Ito yung makikita ng mga client mo. So we need to study the interface that our clients are interacting. So core principle of user interface design, including layout, navigation, and visual hierarchy. Okay, so lecture, demonstration, hands-on experience, user-centered design. Okay, importance of user research and how to design the interfaces that prioritizes the needs and preferences of the user. There are a lot of software. So majority of the software that we are using are the more users are using it, the more robust they'll become. Okay, for example, yung YouTube, di ba? The more user are using it, mas nagiging ano siya, solid yung ano niya. Yan, it's part of the Web 3.0. Okay? Na user-centered yung mga software na madalas nating gamitin. So later. So for example, yung Grab app, di ba? Mas maraming user ng app na yon, mas nagiging maganda yung app. So yun, yun yung gist. Then visual design, of course, how to make it more aesthetically pleasing. Develop skills in selecting color schemes, typography, imagery to create visually appealing interfaces. Okay, the history of GUI or graphical user interface or simply the user interface. Ano yung history nun? Okay, sino yung we can consider as father of user interface? Anyone? Ano yung trivia? Sino yung ano? We can consider as father of graphical user interface. Modern graphical user interface. Yeah. So we'll talk about that. So pag may nagtanong sa inyo, si Steve Jobs, okay? Na kinopya ni Bill Gates. Kaya nga pinaflex lagi ni Steve Jobs yun sa mga talk na. Na yung Windows 1.0 is kinopya lang sa Apple II. Yung user interface noon. So yan, yun yung laging kiniklaim ni Steve Jobs, which is true. Na kinopya lang ni Bill Gates yung user interface ng Apple computer. Then, responsive design, prototyping and testing, hands-on experience and creating prototypes and conducting usability testing to refine your design, and responsive design, explore techniques for designing interface that adapt to different devices and screen sizes. So ito, crucial din to kasi there are certain applications that will behave differently depending on the devices you are accessing it. Okay. For example, Gcash, you are expert in using it on your mobile phone. But if you use the another version of that, desktop or on your smartwatch, okay, there is a learning curve that will occur. So yun yung isa sa mga i-explore natin. What are those things na to lessen the transition period from device to device. Next, ito na yung final boss ng post-support documentation is yung API or the application program interface. So it's also an interface, but on a deeper level. Okay, application programming interface, API. So just to give you an idea what is API, it's like a program inside a program. Okay, so for example, sa Shopee, yung app na Shopee, di ba? There are a lot of APIs included in Shopee. There is an API when it comes to account management. So yun. Parang different department yon. So verification, user verification API, yun yung key. Pag nag-login ka, yung department na yun responsible kung makaka-enter ka sa app na yun. So that's one API. Then may another API that manages the customer review. Okay. Then there's another API that manages with the customer account. Then there's another API for promotions. Then there's another API who's managing the payments. Then there's another API that manages the live selling inside Shopee. Okay, so that's how an overview on how API works or application programming interface. So yan. So yun yung third level. So level 1 nga is user interface. Level 2, user interface documentation. Then last level 3 is the API. Okay, application programming interface. So we'll learn how to integrate different API to the software that will be managing. Okay. So introduction to API, defining APIs and their role in software development, understanding the importance of APIs in modern application. So modern application meaning yung mga apps na ginagamit natin on a daily basis. API design principle. Okay, so RESTful design APIs. So we'll learn about the static and dynamic types of APIs and backward compatibility. We'll also learn about that, and best practices and documenting each versions of the API. Okay. So for let's say every quarterly, nag-update yung mga API. So let's say the user interface, the color schemes. Okay. So one moment. Okay, going back. Next is lastly, the API security, the authentication method, API keys, best practices for securing APIs, and hands-on implementation. So meron tayong simple integration of APIs that we'll be talking on the later part of the semester. Next is the API documentation, the creating clear and concise API documentation. So this is the final topic that we will be discussing, the API documentation. So dito na yung magkakaroon tayo ng detailed breakdown of the different changes that occurs into a program. For example, particular application on, okay, a more general example na marami makaka-relate. Let's say may nilalaro kayong games, di ba? Let's say, I don't know, Genshin Impact. So probably, yan. Let's say sa version 3.0 niya, I'm not playing Genshin Impact, pero this is just an example. Version 3.0, then ano yung mga changes niya sa version 3.1. So yun yung mga i-document natin. Okay? So this is not just for software. Well, game is also a software, di ba? So yun, pwedeng software, documentation about what happens to the changes, or sa GCache, di ba? Before the update, the GCache don't support the um, biometrics. But on version 1.3.2, ito yung mga update na nangyari sa GCache is it support biometrics, shorter pin, and you can now send load even not yet verifying. On version 3.0, that's not possible. So those are the example of API documentation that we'll be tackling. So related dun yung final task natin. Okay? So susuyurin natin yung mga different software na yan to check all those changes. And meron kayong presentation. Okay? So we'll have output presentation in each activity that we will be tackling. Okay? So do you have any question, class? Meron pa tayong isang agenda after nito. 9:29 pa lang. 1 hour pa. No? No more question? So meron naman kayong copy nito, then just check it. Now, our next topic is so related pa rin to sa week 1 natin. Week 1 topic. Since you don't have any questions. Okay. So as I mentioned, even though you might wonder why we are tackling the workplace hazards in post-support documentation, still, this is related because your safety is always the #1 priority. So on the first day of meeting, this discussion is necessary. Okay. So are we clear, class? Can you give me a thumbs up if you are ready for this discussion? Okay. So workplace hazards. So ano yung mga workplace hazards that we might encounter? So not just workplace, these hazards can occur in your house, okay, in your small businesses, kung may sari-sari store kayo, or anything na nagpe-preoccupy sa inyo, or even inside the school, yung classroom, okay? So yun yung mga hazards that we might encounter. So here we have hazards are potential risks, okay? Dangers or condition that can cause harm, injury, illness, or even death to everyone, not just employee. Pwede yung client nyo, di ba? So out of nowhere, madulas pala yung sahig, then may client ka na pumasok sa shop nyo, then nadulas, so workplace hazard. The risk is very high. Now, I simplify these different hazards into 4 categories. Okay? So first category, we have the physical hazard. This involves, of course, physical environment that can cause harm or injury, such as noise, vibration, extreme temperature, radiation, and ergonomic risk. So yung nangyari kanila, Justin, okay, is physical hazard yun kasi it will take a toll on their physical labor, di ba? Labor extensive yun. Labor, physically demanding task yung binigay sa kanila. So yun, physical hazard yun. Hazards yung nangyari sa kanila. Now, later, I will discuss also the connection of hazards versus the risk. Physical hazard is the most common thing that we can notice. Okay, kasi it will harm us directly. Physical hazard, di ba? Next is the chemical hazards. Wait lang, inom lang ang tubig. Sakit na lalamunan ko. Exposure to harmful substances such as toxic chemicals, gases, fumes, solvents, or hazardous materials that can cause health issues through inhalation, ingestion, or skin contact. Sa bahay nyo, class, ano yung mga chemical hazards na nakikita nyo? Yung may mga yung walang work, pwedeng sa bahay nyo in the context of your household. But for those who have job, then you can cite those chemical hazards that are you can cite with your workplace. None? Walang chemical
Sa bahay
hazards
po
sa
ba,
mga
sir?
bahay nyo? You can answer using our chat box, class.
Sa bahay po ba, sir?
Ay, sorry. My God. Hindi pa nakakabit yung headset ko. May nagsasagot ba kanina? Okay. So, cigarette. Yeah. The secondhand smoke. Chemical hazard. Correct. Paint. Correct. Yun. Pag na-inhale mo yung yung opisina nyo, bagong pintura, di ba? Floor wax. Correct. And ano yun, class? Yung floor
Yung
wax.
sa mga ano po, acid po sa CR, yung kunyari sa mga pag
Yun.
naglilinis po.
Yun, tama. Yung mga liquid sosa, yung mga, yun, tama. Floor wax, class, alam nyo ba? There are people who are attracted to floor wax. They want to eat it. Parang may medical condition na something, ano yan. Pag kulang ka sa protina, nagkikrave ka sa floor wax. Kasi mukha siyang red meat. Parang pag nakikita mo, attracted ka, gusto mo siyang kainin. Usually yung mga bata. Magugulat ka na lang. Inunguya na nila yung floor wax. Yun. Yun yung mga chemical hazards in the workplace. Next is another category is the biological hazards. Okay? Like bacteria, viruses, fungi, mga surot, di ba? Mga daga, any biological in nature that they are commonly found on healthcare setting, laboratories, or industries dealing with animals or organic matter. Okay, so sa bahay nyo, class, or sa workplace nyo, ano yung mga biological hazard? Meron bang sawa sa kisabi nyo? Yun, biological hazard yun. Kung meron kayong sawa na hindi nyo alam. Yan, biological hazard. What else? Lamok, langaw. Ano pa? Mag-isip kayo, class. Ano yung mga biological hazard sa paligid nyo? Wala kayong maisip, class?
Yung
Na,
obosipod, sir.
yun, pwede. Correct. COVID-19 is a biological hazard. It's biological in nature. That comes from another living organism to another living organism. That's correct. What else? Think, class, think. Ano yung mga chemical, biological in nature na pwedeng makasakit sa inyo? Okay, one example is um, yung mga bubuyog, 'di ba? Even sa school setting, kung wala kayong maisip sa bahay nyo, sa school, okay, so in your school, house, on your work, yan. Bacterias, viruses, yun yung mga biological hazard. Next is pay attention, class, kasi meron tayong activity related dito. Okay? And psychological hazards. So ano yung mga psychological hazards? Ito naman, class, yung aspects of work, organization, work designs, interpersonal relationship that can impact your mental and emotional well-being. Okay? So, example, excessive workload, workplace violence, bullying, stress, or lack of support. So, yun yung mga example ng psychological hazards that we might encounter. Now let's differentiate the hazard versus risk. Hazard is, let's say, static in nature. Okay, nandun lang siya. It's an hazard. Now, it will only become dangerous if the risk, okay, is high. Okay, a hazard refers to a potential source of or situation that has the ability to cause harm, injury, illness, or damage to people, property, or environment. On the other hand, risk is the likelihood or probability that a particular hazard will cause harm or an undesired event to occur. It involves the consideration of both the probability of an incident happening and the severity of its consequences. For example, yung mga outlet nyo, electrical outlet sa bahay nyo, that's hazard. Okay? By default, that's hazard. But is it risky? Magiging risky lang yun kung naka-open yung mga electrical outlet. Okay? By default, everything is hazardous. Okay? Pero very mild lang. So insignificant yung risk involved. Now, it will only become dangerous if the risk is high. So may 5 levels tayo ng risk. Very high, from very high to low risk. So yun yung difference between risk and hazard. Got it? Another example, LPG tank. That's hazard. Okay? Nasa loob ng bahay nyo, that's hazard. Now, if you are going to rate the risk level of LPG tank, is it low risk, moderate risk, or high risk? What do you think? If you are going to rate the risk of an LPG tank. Okay, come on, class. You can interact in our chat box. Low, moderate, or high yung risk ng LPG tank sa loob ng bahay. Okay, high risk. Possible kasi yung fumes pa lang nun, it will cause physical hazard. Okay? But still, it depends on the another variable who are using it. Okay? And how is it exposed to? Okay, for example, we consider the variable of inside the classroom. Ang outlet na sa loob ng classroom, okay, is a hazard. Now, the risk involved in the context of tertiary education. So, syempre, malalaki na yung mga estudyante doon. Wala naman siguro estudyante na tutusukan niya ng ballpen yun, di ba? So, very low. Low yung risk involved there sa outlet na yun. Pero, in the context of, let's say, preschool, okay, na mischievous lahat ng estudyante, that particular hazard will become high risk depending on the variable, which are the people who are using it. Then, ang magiging risk nun is very high. Kasi, mayroon silang any metal rod. Tusukan yung outlet. Then, mag-short, mag-spark yun. Okay? Magba-brand out. So, that's the difference between hazard and risk. Okay. Here's an example. A chemical substance that is highly toxic and poses health risk if inhaled or ingested. So hazard siya by default. Okay, probably nakatago. Now, risk, the likelihood or potential consequences of workers being exposed to the toxic chemical. Factors such as frequency and duration of exposure. The effectiveness of safety measure in place and the susceptibility of individuals to the chemical determine the level of risk. So if you are going to be exposed in that particular chemical, then the risk will increase. So that's the difference between hazard and risk. So clear na ba, class? So hazard is static in nature. By default, it's just there. While the risk is the likelihood of it causing harm to you. So more on dynamic side yung risk. Okay? So everything is hazard. In a greater scheme of things, lahat yan hazard. Yung chandelier, hazard yan. Yung electric fan sa loob ng classroom, hazard yan. But what we need to consider is it risky? Okay? So paano siya magiging risky? And that's where the word mitigation will comes in. So ano yung mitigation, class? Naririnig nyo yung salitang risk mitigation or the solution for the risk, okay, that won't occur. Okay, so yun yung mitigation nyo. For example, yung risk biological hazard is mosquito. Your mitigation is using mosquito net or using screen, okay, to block mosquito. Or another hazard, biological hazard, cockroaches. Mitigation ng having cockroaches is what? Chat in your answer, class. What's the mitigation for biological hazard, cockroaches? Ano? Ano, class? Cockroach? Ano? Ay, rats. Ano yung mga mitigation nyo in fighting rats and cockroaches? Okay, class, wag kayo mag-isip. Mamaya, masasya kayo dun sa activity natin. Okay, regular cleaning is their mitigation. Yes, cleanliness. Rat poison. Okay, possible. Another mitigation for rat is cat, actually. Pag meron kayong pusa, wala kayong daga sa bahay. Traps. Okay, yes, that's the mitigation. Okay, very good. Sige, isagot mo yan, Jessie, sa sa activity natin. Okay, para automatic 5 ka. Okay. So here is the next. Okay, ito physical hazard. It just deals with slippery surfaces, okay, falling objects, noise, and vibration. Anything that can hurt you physically. Okay, sabi mo, sir, but yung noise, di ba yung ano niyan? We cannot see it, we cannot touch the noise. But still, it will create a physical damage to your ears. Okay? So machinery, equipment, construction that can lead to hearing loss. Yan, physical hazard yung nangyari sa kanila, Justin, dun sa nagawa sila ng aircon. Physically demanding. Okay, ito, extreme temperature. So I remember, class, yung nag-part-time ako dati sa Jollibee, yung stockman namin. Exposed siya sa extreme temperature. So pag may order ng champ, di ba? Punta siya sa grill, kukunin niya sa chiller. Order na naman ng champ, punta siya sa chiller, punta siya sa grill. Mainit, di ba? Malamig, mainit. So yun, extreme temperature yung physical hazard doon. Ergonomics, okay? Proper design, workstation, di ba? That meron kayong ergonomic chair. Improper lifting techniques or repetitive motion that can result to musculoskeletal disorder or pwede kang magkaroon ng injury sa likod. Next is yung radiation. Yung sa X-ray, pag nag-work ka sa Xerox machine, di ba? X-ray, radioactive materials, or non-ionizing radiation. Though, yung radiation nun, very naman, negligible. Magkakaroon lang ng epekto yung, kahit yung class, yung radar, di ba? Yung mga guard, meron silang sensor. Pag metal detector, Yung radiation nun, very minimal lang naman yun. Okay? You will need to be scanned 10,000 times for it to have a significant impact to you. Usually, pag mga sa workplace, pag pregnant, hindi hindi na ini-scan ng metal detector. Pero, hindi naman yun, ganun kalala yung radiation nun. Pero kung kung paranoid talaga kayo, pwede naman kayo magpa-wave, di ba? If you are pregnant, ipa-wave nyo yung metal detector para hindi na kayo i-metal detector kasi takot kayo sa radiation. Baka maapektuhan yung baby nyo. Next is electrical hazard, faulty wiring. Yan. Electrical is also a physical hazard because it can hit you directly. The biological hazards, example of this are mold, infectious disease, waste and sewerage, and zoonotic diseases. Okay, that is biological in nature. Yan, veterinarians, farmers. Ngayon class, kung alam niyo ba class, pinaka nakakatakot na biological hazard is of course yung rabies. Na kung paranoid kayo, na kasi after 3 months, 6 months, saka lang nagmamanifest yung effects ng rabies. And kapag nagpakita na ng symptoms, it's already too late. Okay? Pag nagkaroon ka ng symptoms of rabies, you are good as dead already. Now, if paranoid kayo, feeling nyo, nadilaan kayo ng aso, yung sugat yung nadilaan ng aso, or nakalmot kayo ng somewhere, or naka-occur kayo ng rabies at any point in time during your life, or recently lang, then wala pa kayong symptoms, magpa-inject na kayo ng pre-exposure prophylaxis. Okay? So, pre-exposure prophylaxis para yun sa mga praning na tao na may point naman sila. Baka ma-expose sila, di ba? What if? So, mabuti na yung pre-exposure prophylaxis sila instead na mamatay sila, di ba? Hindi mo alam na meron na pala silang rabies. Kasi di ba, may nag-viral few months ago na after 1 year or 6 months, saka lang nag-manifest yung symptoms ng rabies. So, yan. Kung sa tingin nyo, meron kayong exposure sa rabies, na kayo, pre-exposure prophylaxis, just to be safe. Okay. Next is the chemical hazard. Yan. Toxic substances, irritants, carcinogens, flammable, or combustible substances. Alam niyo class yung yung pamatay sa alcampor, 'di ba? Yung alcampor, pampataboy ng ipis sa mga aparador natin. Mukha siyang Mentos. Kung titingnan mo siya, mukha siyang Mentos. Now, malakas yung amoy niya. If meron kayong yun, toddler sa bahay niyo, pwede niya mapagkamalang Mentos yun. Then, that's toxic. Now, psychological hazard. Okay, basahin niyo muna to class. Wait lang. May kumakatok. Okay, going back, psychological hazard, ito yung medyo sikat to nung during pandemic, 'di ba? Uh, maraming mga taong na-depress sa trabaho, sa buhay nila sa bahay, okay? In the context of school or workplace or even your OJT, nagma-manifest na yung mga gantong kaganapan. Okay? So, workload, excessive work demands, including high job demands. Yan nga, yung concern ni Max na hindi align yung effort niya sa salary niya. Long working hours, tight deadlines, or inadequate resources can contribute to stress and burnout and feelings of being overwhelmed. Yung role ambiguity, di ba? So, for Nona, di ba? ICT major, pero inutos sa kanila is magtimpla ng kape, kaya magpa-receive. So, yon. Role ambiguity. Unclear job expectations, lack of role clarity, or conflicting responsibilities can create confusion and stress for employees, okay, affecting their psychological well-being. Work-life imbalance. Okay. Very evident to sa mga teacher, usually mga sa secondary or even elementary teachers, di ba? Wala silang kasi teaching is the only job, is the only work that you go to work before going to work. Gets nyo ba, class? So, teaching job lang yung magtatrabaho ka muna before ka pumunta sa trabaho. Kasi hindi ka naman magtatrabaho ng di ba? Pag teacher ka, yung trabaho mo mag-start way days before your actual job. So, imbalance between work and personal life, as long as hours and flexible schedules, or lack of support for work-life integration, okay, can result to stress, strain, or personal relationship, and reduce to overall well-being. Organizational culture, to rampant din to, and negative workplace culture, characterized by poor communication. Pero sa PUP naman, pansin ko, yung mga offices doon, very naman sila, open, mababait sila, okay? So, kahit nga doon sa OJT ko, di ba? Pag iniisip ko kung ano yung worst experience ko, parang wala akong maisip. Ganun ka conducive yung environment sa, hindi naman lahat ng offices, to the office na pinag-OJT-han ko. Negative workplace culture, characterized by poor communication, lack of support, discrimination, bullying, harassment, toxic relationship, and can significantly impact employee psychological health and contribute to anxiety, depression, and low morale. Okay. So, there, class. Now, for your activity, are you ready, class, for your first graded activity? Madali lang naman siya, class. So, here's what you need to do, class. I asked Vanessa, do you have any question?
Okay, wala sir, napindot lang po.
Okay. So, your activity is, you will need to cite. Okay? Maghahanap kayo ng one, physical, chemical, biological, and psychological hazard around you. Okay? Pwedeng in the context of workplace, in the context sa bahay nyo, or in the context of sa small businesses nyo, kung meron kayong sari-sari store. Okay? Maghanap kayo ng four yun nga, hazards na yon. And your risk mitigation to combat that particular hazard. Okay? So, foreshadowing na rin to ng gagawin nyo sa post-support documentation. Kasi, for example, sa kitchen nyo, di ba? So, probably yun yung version 1.0. Then, when you implement the mitigation process that you can come up with, yun na yung version 1.1. Okay, so foreshadowing of what might expect in post-support documentation. Kasi yung mitigation mo, yun yung implementation mo to improve that particular areas in your household. Okay, so yun nga, if you cannot find if you don't have a job, then pwedeng sa household nyo. Okay, hanap kayo ng physical hazard. Dito sa bahay namin, ano yung mga um, bagay sa loob ng bahay namin na pwedeng makaharm sa akin physically. Okay? So, possible, picturean mo yung upuan mo. So, ergonomic issue. So, yan, picture mo. Yun yung, then, yung mitigation process mo, um, mo doon sa hazard na yon is maglagay ka ng additional pillow doon sa particular chair na yun na hindi ergonomic. So, that's just one simple example. Okay, another example is you notice na uh, merong bahay ng bubuyog doon sa veranda nyo or sa likod ng bahay nyo. Picturean mo yon, version 1 of biological hazard. Then, nung tinanggal mo na siya, yun, tinanggal mo na pinausukan mo, or tumawag kayo ng pest control, ang yaman. Um, Yun, wala na yung bahay nung bubuyog. So, pinicture mo, yun yung mitigation process mo. Okay? So, yun yung another version of your. Then, psychological hazard. Ano ba yung mga psychological things na nagpapastress sa inyo sa bahay nyo or sa workplace or sa school? Okay, so pwedeng tatlo na yun kasi. Pwede kayong, pero hindi combine. Kung sa bahay nyo lang. Kung sa school nyo lang. Kung sa workplace nyo, sa workplace nyo lang. Okay, yes, Vanessa?
Sir, pipicturean din po ba yung pag-mitigate po or sasabihin
Yes.
na?
Yes,
Paano
picture
po,
mo.
sir? May naisip po kasi ako for physicals. Kunyari po, sa hagdan. Paano, kunyari, paano po yung mitigation? Kasi masyado pong steep, kunyari yung hagdan, ganun.
Kailangan yung baklasin lahat totally. May pang-renovate pa kayo. Renovate nyo. Then, yun na yung mitigation process nyo. Diba? But, dangerous na hagdanan. Di ba baka sa activity na to, makasave kayo ng ng possible knock on wood, wag naman. Injury in the future, di ba? So, yun yung risk, physical hazard. Then, ano yung mitigation mo? Sabihin mo sa papa mo, ano yun natin yung hagdanan natin? I-repair natin. Or maglagay ka ng reinforcement na rail sa gilid, di ba? Para pag bababa ng hagdanan, hahawak doon or akyat hahawak. Lagyan mo ng rail sa gilid. So, yun yung version 1.1 mo. Yung mitigation doon sa physical hazard na yon. Okay? So, yun yung 4 lang class. Simple activity lang yung papagawa ko sa inyo. Cite 4 hazards in each category. Okay? Physical, chemical, biological, psychological, and your mitigation on it. And you need to put that in a PowerPoint presentation because you will present that. You will show it to us that, okay, in our house, here is the physical hazard in our house. So what I did is this. Okay, so this is the mitigation process that I did. And you will present that next meeting. Okay, you have 1 week to do that. That's a lot of time. All right. I'll give the rubric. I'll paste the rubric in our chat box right now. Okay, after this session. So clear ba class? Ipe-present nyo yun on your PowerPoint presentation using a PowerPoint presentation. So parang inutusan lang kayo sa trabaho nyo, di ba? Oy, mag-ano ka nga, meron tayong departmental meeting next week. Mag-site ka na, ikaw yung nakatoka na mag-site ng mga hazards sa office natin. Ipe-present mo yan sa meeting natin. So parang ganun lang isipin nyo. Parang workplace setting. Okay? So no question? Okay, no question. Then open your webcam and let's take a class picture for documentation purposes. Yan. Very good. Yan yung background nyo kasi. The PUP. Ayan, para... Oy, Dave, ano nangyari sa'yo? Hindi ka nakasagot kanina. Gising
Nakatulog
mo lang,
ako, sir.
no? Sabi na eh. Sige.
Pero nagising din ako kanina, sir. Nakinig na ako, sir. Sir, paano mag-change background sa sa
Sa
phone?
mobile?
Yes, sir.
Wait lang. Hindi ko alam eh.
Hindi ko din alam, sir.
Pindutin mo lang, hanapin mo. Hanapin mo
Ay,
yung
ito, sir.
yung burger sign. Yung 3
Burger
dots.
ka sa akin.
Okay. Then, yung mga naka-mobile, i-landscape nyo class para mas maganda tingnan. Yon. Alright. Jesse, Cheryl, Max, Urban, Doreen, kindly open your webcam, please. Okay. Last call. Rosar, Urban, Max, Doreen.
Wait na sir, naglolok po.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, and smile. Okay, so that's it for today, and goodbye everyone. See you next week. Bye.
Thank you po,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.